Lesson 22, Mole the Scientist. Mr. Mole has lived all his life underground, but one bright day he decides to crawl out of his tunnel to explore the world above. Remember that he has only experienced dirt, crawling, and grubby worms. This is important. He ambles about, as moles are wont to do. When they emerge into the sunlight, his toe bumps into a pebble on the ground. He picks it up and fits it into his mouth. Yuck, it doesn't taste like a nice mushy worm. He drops it and it lands on his toe. That hurts. Mole ambles on and meets another pebble. He picks it up. It doesn't taste any better than the first one. He drops it. That hurts. Now Mole is no ordinary mole. He is an especially bright mole. He won first prize at the Moletarium for answering all the trivia on wormology. He forms a theory. Theory A. When I drop a petal, it falls. This may seem elementary, my dear Watson, but remember Mole's origin. Cramped tunnels are not a good place to learn what happens when you drop things on your toes. Mole continues to amble. He discovers in his path a large snail hiding in his shell. He picks up the snail and tries to eat him. Can't get beyond the shell. Mole drops snail. Now, what do you think Mole expects to happen? Nothing. Remember, Mole has no experience with dropping snails, only pebbles. To Mole's surprise, snail falls and hurts his toe. Mole reflects a moment. He is experiencing scientific thought. Theory B. When I drop anything, it falls. Mole learns rapidly. He feels the grass beneath his toes. He sees the trees above his head. He stumbles upon Lady Beetle and picks her up. She draws her legs into her hard wing cases, and so he drops her. But she doesn't fall. She spreads her wings and flies. Uh-oh, his theory must be revised. Theory C. When I drop anything, it falls, unless it is this particular lady beetle. But this theory does not last long. Pretty soon, Mole discovers other things that fly. For instance, a dandelion puffball will just float away when you let it go, and sometimes it clings to you and refuses to let go. Theory D. When I drop anything that feels heavy and doesn't have wings, it will fall. Thinking like a scientist. We should note what is happening in this story. Mole is acting like a scientist. He's trying to explain his observations in a useful way. This is what scientists do. Number one, scientists invent scientific explanations, which are useful ways of describing our world. These are also called hypotheses or theories. Two, over time, scientists expand their explanations to include more and more things they observe. Three, scientists learn a lot when their explanations turn out to be wrong, because even a bad explanation can lead to a better idea. This is what it means to do science. Science is something we all do. In the next lessons, we will show you how to think like a scientist. Exercises A. In the following examples, choose which are scientific explanations. Number 1. A sudden underwater movement of the Earth's crust, called an earthquake, can cause a tsunami. A tsunami is a great ocean wave which can travel 500 miles per hour, and when it reaches the shore, it can be over 50 feet tall. Number 2. I think it rains because the clouds become so heavy that they need to dump out some of the water or else they'll fall down. Number 3. Mother, I don't think I can go another night without any sleep. Father, if we put the baby to bed at a regular time, he might sleep better. Number 4. I love you, Jane. Will you marry me? 5. Jane, I think you love me because you smile when you look at me. 6. I know that the earth is round, for I have seen his shadow on the moon. Ferdinand Magellan, explorer, 1480 to 1521. 7. 'Twas brillig, the slithy toves did gyre and gimble in the wabe. All mimsy were the borogoves, and the momo raths outgrabe. Jabberwocky by Lewis Carroll. Number 8. Sun. If you keep cutting the grass a half-inch high, you'll kill it. It doesn't have any leaves to grow back with. Exercise B. In the following examples, choose the scientific explanations which best describe for you what is happening or what is being observed. Number 9. How many legs does this elephant have? A. This elephant is deformed and was born with a fifth leg. B. This elephant appears to have 5 legs, but in reality it is an optical illusion. C. This elephant uses part of its trunk as a fifth leg. 10. Bingo. Mom, when I drink orange juice and milk at the same time, I get a stomachache. Why is this? A. Mom. Orange juice is orange and milk is white. When you mix those two colors, they turn into a very sickly color. Would you like me to crochet a vest with that color for you? B. Mom. Orange juice is an acid and milk is a base. When mixed, they make a reaction with your stomach doesn't like. 11. Bert. I look at the map of the United States and it looks like most of the state capitals are in the middle of their states. Why do you think that is? A. Jenny. Because each state wants to protect its capital from attack by other states. If it is in the center of the state, it is harder to attack. B. Jenny. Because if the capital is in the middle of the state, then everyone in the state has an equal distance to travel to reach it. C. Jenny. That isn't true. The capital of Alaska is Juneau, and it is in the southeast corner of the state and doesn't have any roads connecting to it other parts of the state. The only way to reach it is by boat. Number 12. Choose which of the following theories best explains the time when the mailman arrives. The best theory is the one which seems plausible and explains the most observations. For the past 2 years, Guy Lombard has been keeping track of when the mailman stops at his mailbox to deliver his mail. Guy likes to get the mail as soon as possible because it is the only interesting thing that happens at his house. Guy has a theory. The mailman arrives anytime from 2:27 to 2:34 unless the weather is bad, in which case he might be up to an hour late. A. The mailman arrives anytime from 2:27 to 2:34. B. The mailman arrives anytime from 2:27 to 2:34 unless the weather delays him. C. The mailman arrives anytime from 2:27 to 2:34 and every time the weather is bad, Guy's watch goes bad and reads the wrong time. 13. Choose which of the following theories best explains Claire's allergy attacks. The best theory is one which seems plausible and explains the most observations. Claire, Annette, has allergy attacks which last all day. She thinks she's allergic to her cat, who lives with her, but her attacks only happen once or twice a month in the spring and fall. When she has an allergy attack, she often sees the cat licking its fur, so she thinks this causes her sneezing. The vet told her that people are allergic to cats because they are allergic to cat saliva, and cats groom themselves year-round. Claire bought an Elizabethan collar for her cat that is so big that he can't reach around it to lick his fur. However, now she thinks she's allergic to the collar itself because her allergy attacks haven't stopped. A. Claire has allergy attacks because her cat licks his fur. B. Claire has allergy attacks because her cat licks his fur and she is allergic to Elizabethan collars. C. Claire is not allergic to cats. She might be allergic to something in the air during the spring and fall, or she is allergic to something in her house she's not aware of. References. We are indebted to Kenny Felder's article Think Like a Scientist for the inspiration of the example of the mole, the scientist.